A very pleasant evening to everyone. My name is Archana, and I am going to give you all guys a few insights about dynamic pricing in online websites and advertising. So, why am I doing this presentation? On what is the purpose of doing this presentation? See, I am pursuing my MBA in oil and gas management, and currently I am in fourth semester. So I have had opportunity to write a paper on dynamic pricing. So I thought, why not you all guys get a benefit of my little research and what I have done in last 3-4 months. I'll be giving a brief about how it is done in online websites and how the pricing model is being formulated. So let's go ahead. Uh, so uh, the objective of our PPT today will be to identify the dynamic prices and access to real-time price trends across thousands of product in advertising industry, to strategize dynamic pricing and set new tools to identify the business model. That is, we are going to define the business model for our website. And then third is to conclude the optimum pricing strategy by applying all the all the knowledge and all whatever we know in order to define a perfect and optimum pricing strategy, so that it's a win-win situation for the customer as well as for the website provider. So let's go ahead. uh, so here is I would like to acknowledge this presentation to my professor Dr. Raju, who guided us throughout this project, and I would also like to thank my classmate Ganesh for this, who supported me. And then I'll also like to acknowledge Investopedia and OptiMonster for various online statistics, which I have used in throughout this strategy, formulating this whole research. And finally, I would also like to thank my college UPS, so that which provided this opportunity to carry out this research. Okay, then next is the contents is, first we'll introduce the subject, and then we'll have insight about some online and mobile shopping statistic. Third is uh, then we'll go through some models, pricing models and revenue models, and then we'll learn how Google makes money, most exciting of all, using AdWords and AdSense. And we'll learn the Google business model. And fifth is we'll have a few introduction about a few parameters and decision variables used in the model. And the next is we'll determine the problems description, then subscription growth, and then we'll discuss the managerial implication and the conclusion, and then the references. So let's go ahead. Okay, so before going ahead, let us try to understand what is dynamic pricing over above all. So dynamic pricing in normal layman language, it is pricing. It is a price setting approach relying on data analysis and flexibility. Okay, then coming to the introduction slide of our this whole research, let us try to jot down the purpose of the report. It is to identify the dynamic pricing and access to real-time price trends across thousands of products in online advertisement industry, and to strategize new tools to identify the efficient business model. So as we can see, the result can be able to identify various cases in which feedback solution of deterministic model you will provide useful approximation of the solution on the advertising model. So then it is, this is some online statistics which I have put in the research. It's in 2019. You all will be very stunned to know that an expected of 1.92 billion individual bought online products or administration on the web. Further to 300 million online customers. It will be, I mean, it's a projection that will be into 2023, and which will constitute around 91% of the total population of a nation. Can you believe it? So there is some of the Black Friday and Cyber Monday statistics I have put in, which is 93% of the greatest spenders, recent college grads, matured 24 to 35, plan to shop during the end of the weekend on Cyber Monday, and 53% of them buys came from the cell phone. So these are some of the average revenue per online shopper as per the country, and obviously US leads this statistics. And common rule of thumb is e-commerce sales are expected to reach 4.2 trillion by the end of 2020. Can you imagine? The whole economy of India is not even this at today's date. Then this is some graphical representation I tried to show of the online mobile shopping statistic. And we would be very intrigued to realize that 67% of clients admit to window shop for no particular reason on their mobile cell phone. And I think that girls would be the major chunk of them. And yet 77% of these computerized window shop customers makes the motivation buys. So let's coming to the next slide. So the whole online advertising pricing model is based on the game theory model. In simple words, we can say that cost per thousands impression, that is CPM, or click through cost, meaning the how many clicks you will get on the advertisement, that much of money per thousand you will get in the model. eBay use CPM for Dell, and Helward Pack use CPC for YO search phrases. Then some of the web advertising revenue models can be free access model, hybrid model, pure free subscription model, or it's a combination of all of them. We reached to our most exciting topic, how Google makes money, what is AdWord, AdSense, and what is a Google's business model. So you will be very intrigued to know that every minute 40,000 searches are done, and there are 350 crores per day. How much exciting. And on YouTube, there are 500 crores videos which are being watched every day, and some of the Google products are Gmail. These are free products, Google Maps, Google Play, Android. The main players of business model are Google searches, AdSense, and AdWords. So users click on the Google search, and the search engine works on the principle of web crawling, and Google creates a map of all the information available about that particular topic what you're searching. And then what the Google AdSense does is, many publisher AdSense gives opportunity for the publisher to monetize their content. Meaning publishers publish, and then that content is being monetized as per the CPC model what I have told earlier. Then AdWords are come with the Google content which also play by the CPC role. So all these three people, user, publisher, and businesses, all these three make an ecosystem which creates opportunity for running various businesses all over the world and inspire people to follow their passion. Like people who are interested in photography can be publisher of their content, and the businesses who are running, say if someone is thinking of selling a camera, so people will come and search about the content, so these camera people will publish their ads on publishers page, and then they will get money as per the click model that I told, per thousand impression, that is CPC model, and then the whole ecosystem is complete. So this is how Google makes money. So like we have seen many kind of ad when we are online, like video ads, image ads, mobile ads, banner ads. And it's very surprising to know that around 86% of Google's revenue come from advertising. So it's around $162 billion last year, 2019, from Google ads. Let us now try to formulate this uh, optimum formula for the advertising. So these are some of the model parameters and decision variables. Like for example, I am defining it for planning horizon time T, and XT is the number of subscriber at a time. PT is the number is a subscription fee at time T1, 2, 3, etc. UT is the rate of change of subscription fee at that time. Sorry, 80 is the ratio of ad space to the total web page space at a time, and BT is the ratio of content space to the total web page, meaning 80 plus BT is equal to 1, because the content plus advertisement is making the whole screen. So 80 plus BT is equal to universe, meaning unity. Mu is the ad revenue rate per impression. A or alpha, you can say, proportion of a subscriber visiting web page at a time. E or epsilon, cost of serving each customer. Beta, cost factor of content. That is how much cost is being involved in showing that ad on the website. Then this lambda is cost associated with the change in subscription fee. That is, if a model is running on certain fee and then suddenly it is changed to some other model, so this is the fee and cost incurred during that change. And then n or this it is a natural growth rate, and pi is a utility factor of the content, and then xi and phi, these are sensitivity to the subscription fee, and xi is a disutility factor of the ad. Disutility meaning some factor also called nuisance and irritation in customer, and customers are very unlikely to visit a site in which there are a lot of ads, so this is the disutility factor. So these are all the model parameters which I have considered to write the equation, the optimum equation. Then we'll just define the problem description. In our model, the membership development rate relies upon the regular development, that is dissemination. The positive component, for example, membership expense diminishes and estimation of the substance, and the negative elements, for example, membership charge increments and disturbance because of the promotion. Okay. So then we begin the modeling of the subscription growth and profit rates. Here, as I already told, that 80 plus BT is equal to unity. That is, this is consisting of the whole. 80 is the amount on which the ad is being published, and this is the content of the web page. So this is equal to 1. And in our model, the time can be considered to week, months, or so on, depending on the period of the subscription fee is charged to the customer. So this model we are describing is a hybrid model. That is, it is free initially, but it is but later on, when the customer start using it for longer period, then they charge. It is chargeable. So it's a hybrid model of free plus pure subscription based. So let us the subscription growth rate can be written as this equation, and then profit rate is written as this equation. So if we apply the Hamiltonian principle, so that then we get this whole big long equation by adjoining various variables. Quite a bit of mathematics is involved in it. So this is the final equation which we get. Just a second. All right. So the discussion and the final managerial implication of the equation which we formulated, the Hamiltonian equation which we formulated, the impact of advertisement on revenue rate. Okay. And the impact of cost changing subscription fee, and the impact of contents utility factor. So let us go with the impact of advertisement on revenue rate. So as per the equation, we'll get the optimum subscription fee decreases with the increase in ad revenue rate, or it increases with the proportion of subscriber visiting the web page. So it's very common sense. It's a very normal thing. Everyone will understand it. And second is, I mean, it's so understood and very, it's very common. And then second is impact of cost of serving each server. The optimal subscription fee increases with the increase in time, the cost of serving each customer, obviously. And then when we look at the cost of changing subscription fee, the fee increases sharply in initial time period, causing subscription level to go down. I mean, as soon as they start putting on the subscription fee, it will increase in the first, then the increase in fee slows down in the later period, allowing the subscription level to go up because customer are getting used to this subscription. And then coming to the impact of content's utility factor, I mean, how much the content is being liked by the customer. The content provider can capitalize on higher utility of the for the content by increasing the subscription fee. I mean, if it is good, the I mean, if the subscriber know, I mean, if the website provider know that my content is good, they can go on increasing the subscription fee, because anyhow the user will have to subscribe it because it's very good. And vice versa to it, if the content is not good, the subscription fee should be kept low. So these are the three implications, I mean three sectors in which my model is based. So I hope you understood it. So these are the three equations which I formulated by using that previous equation which I've shown you, the Hamiltonian equation, using different parameters. And this is the graph showing increase in profit from dynamic advertising. So this is mu at zero point 0.02, zero point 0.08, 1.4 and so on. It is a percentage improved in overall profit from dynamic advertising. So this is for Xi1, this is for Xi3, and this is for Xi5. So coming to the conclusion of our slide, so we have explored the task of web content supplier, taking into account the income is increased both from promoting and promotion and membership. I mean both of the things, such as half and half income model is regularly embraced by the customary media and progressively received by the web content suppliers. Secondly, the membership charge is dynamic and the ad level is static. In the subsequent variation, the choices are dynamic. Thirdly, furthermore, one may consider a model where choices of different sites of web content supplier are decentralized. Such a model would require a gamed hypothetical examination. And lastly, other fascinating course, I mean, what is the future further research to this existing research is, we can consider the duopoly model, where the buyers can change to a different supplier who offers different extent of publicizing and estimating. This augmentation would require the utilization of different games. So the main focus is to develop a dynamic hybrid revenue model and obtain optimum subscription fee and advertisement level over time. So these are the few of the references: OptiMonster and Kumaran Sethi, the dynamic pricing and advertising of web content provider, from the European Journal of Operational Research, and few others. So with this, we come to the end of the presentation. I hope I hope you guys had few takeaways, and this might also help in your curriculum. So with this, signing off. Goodbye. Thank you.